Now, here's Dominic Carter on Talk Radio 77 WABC.
New York is Chicago now. An innocent 13-year-old tourist, 13 years old, and her mother were shot by stray bullets inside, make sure you heard me here, inside a Bronx bodega. And they're from Texas, and they're saying that it's scary. We live in a country like this amid the Big Apple's rising crime. The 46-year-old mom and her daughter had only arrived from San Antonio, Texas, when they were shot inside the bodega on the corner of Southern Boulevard and Jennings Street Sunday night. They were very excited to be here. It was the first day they were here, and the teenager says it just kind of like changed my perspective on New York. We just never expected it to happen here in New York. So the mother was grazed on her chest and her arm. The daughter was shot on her finger and grazed on her neck. In other words, the bullets, had it just been a few inches different, neither one of them would be alive to tell their story today. It's horrible that this is happening to tourists. What is the point of having a mayor if you're out at nighttime and you're saying the right things, but the thugs are calling the shots? The thugs are running New York City. Those guys on motorcycles that just disregard you and they drive wherever they want to and on the sidewalk, and you better not get in their way because you may face a beatdown. You know, the people that are trying to run the bodegas and make an honest living, and if a mom comes in and she wants a bag of chips for her daughter and her EBT welfare card, food stamp card doesn't work, well, here comes the boyfriend, the ex-con, and he's going to set you straight. And then you're going to Rikers Island, and she stabs you 3 times, and she's not charged. And the Manhattan DA says the investigation is continuing. It's continuing. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Bragg. Dominic Carter here with you, Talk Radio 77 WABC. Larry in Brooklyn. Good morning, Larry.
Yeah, hi, Dominic. You know, listen, I'll tell you the truth. I'm getting a little tired hearing about Black Lives Matters all over the country, because there's stuff going on here. Aside from this bodega incident, which is bad enough as it is, there was an incident that happened, I believe it was in Crown Heights.
Okay, so wait, Larry, wait, Larry. So you feel that people in New York are not entitled to hear about the scams of Black Lives Matter going on around the country?
Right now we have to take precedence of the crimes, the criminal act incidents that are going on in New York. We can't be bogged down in a phony fake group, okay? When people are getting killed and maimed under our noses. That's
all right. So I disagree, but go ahead with your point about the local incident.
Yeah. So there was a case, the character of which I think, you know, things are getting progressively bad, the fact patterns. There was a woman in Crown Heights, and you see, guys like you can't drop the ball. You got to be up on these cases. You're on the crime beat. You got to be up on these cases.
Okay, Larry, I hear you. Please go ahead.
The case is a woman was sleeping in her bedroom, and a bullet came through.
I've reported on that, Larry. I've reported on that, and she has to have reconstructive surgery this week.
That's right. Now, when the bullets
So Larry, but before you call up and accuse me of something, then you should make sure. You didn't hear it. But before you accuse me, I've reported extensively on that woman. Her husband was in the living room watching TV. Yeah. She came out and said, "Honey, my hand has exploded." She was transported to Kings County Hospital, and unfortunately, that woman has to have reconstructive surgery. I've reported on it, Larry. So because you didn't listen that night, go ahead.
Okay, let's be on the same side of the fence, because it's a very, very critical point. The point is, Adams speaks a good game. He doesn't really care. Okay, you gotta care. He doesn't care about his own people. These are black folks that are suffering. He doesn't care. Look, that woman that was yelling in Minneapolis. Now I'm beginning to feel that you did the right thing, because she brought down how she was a black victim, and none of those people around there cared about her. Now, Adams is the same. Adams is the same as those Black Lives Matter people. He doesn't care. He's black, for God's sakes. He doesn't care about. The only thing he cared about was that Burger King girl that got shot. That poor child. Oh, she was killed. The poor child. What about everybody else? The man don't care.
I hear you. I hear you, Larry. I hear you. And I thank you for your call. Let's hope and pray that that Mayor Adams does care. And you're referring to the Latino young lady. I think about her quite a bit. That's been buried in Puerto Rico. She worked at the Burger King, and the animal came in and demanded the money, and she gave it to him, and he shot her anyway. Barry in Brooklyn, good morning. You're on Talk Radio 77 WABC.
Good morning, Dominic.
Good morning. Good morning.
I was out on the streets of New York City for 24 years as an emergency medical person, and I've never seen things out of control the way they are now. And drastic times call for drastic
measures,
implementation of things. I think that the National Guard should be called out and martial law should be declared for a few weeks just to get the thugs off the street and have them all incarcerated where they belong, behind bars.
Well, I don't know, Barry, if we need to go that far, but I hear you. But here is my point. The NYPD knows where all these gangbangers are. They know them. But, you know, their hands are tied. I would venture to say the NYPD wants to make the arrest, but the arrests are not going to stick in court. The judges are going to let them go, and that's going to be that. And then Mayor Adams is going to play that song of, you know, we're making the arrest, but you can't blame us because the judges are not holding them, which is true. But, Barry, so 24 years EMS, and you've never seen it this bad?
Never. I remember when Giuliani first came in, everything was bad, and he cleaned up the streets. It's not happening with Mayor Adams.
Right. And you know, that is true. Now, again, thank you for the call, Barry. It was a different legislature up in Albany when Mayor Giuliani was around. But that's why I constantly say that Rudy Giuliani will go down as one of the best mayors of New York City, because his entire attitude was, you act up, as mayor, I act up. You act up, you're going to jail. And we'll let the system sort it out a few weeks from now. Oh, you want to sue? Good luck with that. We're going to fight you every step of the way, but you're still going to jail. You want to act up? You want to attack a police officer? You're going to jail double now, and you're going to sit there. And that's why, and the criminals got the message. So, for example, when I believe it was the Street Crimes Unit or undercover detectives, when they converged on the tennis player coming out of a hotel on 42nd Street, it looked awful. You had this light-skinned man of color, I believe, walking out who had done nothing wrong, a professional tennis player, and he was thrown to the ground quick, fast, in a hurry. And then when the NYPD, they said he matched the suspect. When they figured out that he was this world-renowned tennis player, you know, there were apologies everywhere. But that's the NYPD that we need today. Someone has to check these young animals that are destroying this city. Yes, I call them animals because that's what they are.